Just watching this little video on Unix. Yeah, I made that claim that in previous life I was the Unix programmer. I was looking at this. This is a version of it, and just on a YouTube video. And you look at it. It's got the CD bin, ls like listing, and yeah, it's the same really as Windows. It's just all this time same thing: administration, clipboard, file cabinet, preferences, printers, telephone, wastebasket, and floppy disk. Which floppy disk was, upgraded drivers to CD driver, DVD, USB, and it's just had updated desktop graphics and probably drivers. Really, I mean, there's not much difference, but same filing system, really. Change the size. Memory 1 meg, so that's gone up to now, 64 gigs, whatever. So, yeah, what's my thoughts on it? I'll turn it around. It's pretty early. It's 7:19. Yeah, Unix. Oh, it's pretty basic. I mean, people look at it and think, what was the big deal? Took a lot of coding just to get that filing system, really. People design their own apps, their own games, which are based mainly on the architecture of the different engines already in Unix, which aren't listed there. That's just the basic filing system version. There's other ones. So people come up with their own engines based on ones compatible with that. Windows has its own graphical user interface, the desktop with menus. Basically, it's all it is. And then you have DOS, which is another version of Windows, another version of Unix, which is reconfigured to be able to be hacked in, whereas the real Unix you can't. So they make a hackable version to put into Windows so they can slipstream if there's some crash they can get in. Not to mention the ports they have on the servers open, so don't know what group, I won't say, but people like Microsoft can just get into your computer if they want to. Want to, tamper with your life, I guess. I don't condone it, but I mean, I don't work for them, so they've taken no notice of me. But if I had my way, I'd have it locked down. Unless, if you're a criminal, you just have it taken off your computer. You don't have a computer if you're a criminal. So that's how it should work. But what they do, they let criminals have them. They actually support these people to commit crime. I think it's really disgusting. But anyway, you're leaving vulnerable people out there even more vulnerable. They can't live their lives, and they're the good people doing the good work. That's why this world's back in the dark ages again. We're not where we should be. The world's moved on, and I'm there, but I'm waiting for everyone to catch up. So wasting time making new cars, and we don't need cars. We need space. We need airships. We can, portable flying cars and stuff now. We get off the ground. The ground's had enough of us. It's really suffering, the dirt and the trees and everything. Need a rest. But back to Unix. What can be improved? It's a perfect system, really. It's a binary system. It's the perfect binary system for a computer for the home. There's probably more complex ones to use for massive containments of data processing, which use different components than just binary. They use other sort of hex, other ones. Binary is the basic one we use there. Hex was more so you could incorporate different drivers, different systems within Windows, so you could have your own window in Windows with your own programs, so like a virtual machine. Most games are virtual machines with a game in it, so You just load up the virtual machine and the game loads inside of that. They have their own virtual machine for each game. You could actually not have the game in it, but load Windows into one of them, probably, if people know how to hack in and put in their own Windows. But you can buy a virtual machine, so there's no advantage. You just get that, put Windows in it, and put Windows in Windows, or Mac in Windows. So you're basically just opening up a game space, really, to put in Windows or whatever. So just another virtual machine which runs a program. The reason why they put a game in there is it's so big and complex. If you just have it running in Windows, it will likely crash if it doesn't have a supported operating system for what the design of the game is, because Windows is not designed, Unix is not designed for gaming, really. They have to come up with their own machines to run the games. It was never much of a gaming machine. It was more for word processing, typing, communications, and a bit of graphic design, I suppose, a bit of drawing, CAD work. Not so much gaming where you're like really running frames. It's just for basic video watching. The old Unix, and of course its primary intention is a filing system for servers and stuff. So most servers used to be Unix. They're probably different now. They're all complex. The clouds aren't obviously Unix, because the cloud services, they run on different systems, like iCloud, whatever, OneCloud, or what's it called? Excuse me, the Windows OneDrive, whatever. So how could it be improved? I guess what you do to improve Unix to make it more user-friendly at home, you think about what everyone's wanting to do on it, and incorporate a better operating system which employs all of that into the one program rather than running separate virtual machines for everything. Like games will use up a proportion of your RAM you can't get back. So if you're running a game, it'll take up that whole piece of RAM just so it can run that. So it's hard to multitask, like game and then on another screen do something else. A lot of people do a lot of that, but maybe they have a chat side up and then they'll be chatting away and the whole thing will crash. What happens is when you get a crash is when you get your clock cycle will be going, and then all of a sudden it's asking for the next bit of data, but it's not quite up to speed, or you might have a little blip and the chain will break, and then it has to crash and then restart. So you get a bit of a blue screen, or something crashes, a game crashes. In a good Unix system, that wouldn't happen. You wouldn't get any crashing. It's just because they run virtual machines which chew up extra resources while your other ones are running. That's why you get crashes. And they try to do workarounds and hacks, and you can't really change it, unless you rewrite Unix. So I would like to do it, but I just can't get the time, space, relaxation, or the right place to do it. I'll do it quite quickly, write a better program. I don't have contact with anyone. Might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. I wouldn't know where to go, I suppose if I did get out, I made a good system, I could, I don't know if I'd do a video of it, might get pinched. I suppose I could just find some way to get that patent, the actual program patent, not just the idea, but the actual show, the working of it to get a patent. I'd probably do before I did it, I'd come up with some other little thing to see how the process worked, make sure I did it all, sell it, and then just, in my own time do my new Unix, call it something else, different design, and then get the hardware and, do that. I'm not here to change the world. I'm not here to change, knock anyone off. They can all do their own thing, Windows, whatever. I'll just be another one, come along with a different design which might inspire the other ones to change theirs a bit, might help them a bit. I like progress. I don't see the point of keeping everyone else back so you can just be at the top of the chain watching the world die. I like to see everyone where they should be, not just some people at the top and everyone else pushed down. They call it tall poppy syndrome. It keeps the few rich ones at the top, the selfish ones, keeping all the good ones at the bottom, they're getting cut back all the time. They call him the lawnmower man. He mows everyone down just so he can sit at the top like a king, you know. But no one knows who he is. He's just a program in the machine. You know, I joke around saying it's me. I'm not an entity in the machine. I suppose the good lawnmower man is the one has a lot of nice girls, and he sits there and he has what he deserves in life. He's not trying to take from anyone else. So people use women as property. Women, in a way, use men as property. Works both ways. Women owning the men to get the property, get the money, get the ideas. And they're doing their own thing. They get a good life for their kids, have a good life, get the things they want. They want to be a bit of a bad bitch, use people a bit. But I think there's another approach. You can just find a decent man who loves doing what he does. He's not trying to knock anyone else off, and you can have a guilt-free life. Then you feel better, I'm that sort of guy that that's why I say Ken and Barbie. He's clean cut. He's not out to piss anyone out cutting anyone else's lawn. He's just doing his own thing. He likes mowing his own lawn, so he's not here to cut anyone else back. I ramble on forever because I had a few Kaluas, but I'm still clear in the mind about what I'm saying. It's just that it's early morning. I haven't slept, but I've been playing potato, watching a few minutes. I watched Buzz Lightyear. Oh my god, that cat cracks me up. It's the funniest fucking thing when I remember back to that cat in the capsule doing the test piloting across the galaxy a few lifetimes ago. Sometime the cat I had in there was, oh my god, it was there to keep me company and keep me happy, like on long trips. When I see the cat they put in this, it's so funny. I can't tell you. I have to show you how hilarious that is. It goes meow 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 meow, and oh my god, it's funny. I don't have the big chin. That's a bit of a joke too, like the Superman sort of thing. I'm a bit worn from not having any love. Yeah. That's how I was, Buzz Lightyear. It's modelled on who I was. I'm all the main characters in different shows, and basically, if there's something out there that there's some show about, it's probably about me at some point in time in the history. I always stood out as someone a bit different. That was noticeable. People wrote stories about, or I wrote stories about myself, or people wrote stories about my stories, or probably other people relate to it now too. Like I don't stand out as much because everyone else is doing the similar thing now. Sorry if that's off camera. I'm probably off to the side, am I? But yeah, it's a funny thing, isn't it? It's Unix. I think could be you could write a better one for home. I think the whole market's moved on from the home market. It's more of a business thing now, catering to business, cars, machines, writing different software for just space shuttles, satellites. The home PC, really, people want to be active out there. I just want to close the door on it all, I'm sort of alpha amigo. I start things off and I like to finish them, so I think writing a good Unix, different program which may even have different hardware associated. I don't want to have little updates and stuff all the time. I just want you to sit and relax and say, right, this is my computer, what can I do with it and be productive? Windows, I don't get anything out of it. I try to do stuff, nothing works. The drivers don't work. The whole design really is corrupt. I think the people in charge should understand what I'm saying. We're saying it's like trying to fall in love with Frankenstein's monster. It's a nutcase. Windows is like a moron, it does nothing you want it to do. You tell it you can't work it out. Like this design is just not achievable. It's like for people who may be paid to do it and work it out and get support, and it's a big effort just to get anything out of it, a movie or something. It'd be so much easier. You just do it yourself. And people making now, the amount of work's gone into AI, just basically raping the world just to get all your information to create this AI shit. Now, it shouldn't be like that. It should be more a creative process you enjoy for yourself, not a mysterious thing behind the scenes you can't see what's going on. And that's the key point I want to make about Unix is Unix 2 or whatever you want to call it. I have some different name. If I come out with it, if people leave me alone and give me time to do it, I'll do it as long as I get the money back. And like I say, I don't want to knock everyone else off. I just want to have my own closure to that project and say, look, I was a chief responsible for all this stuff, and not so much the corruption, but the actual good design and all the good aspects. I deserve a bit of credit. I think, my spirit lives on carrying all this burden and everything, and I should have a better feeling from it all. I get flame from the whole damn thing, and I don't deserve that. It's like taking something you designed, turning to something shit, and everyone blames you for the shit. But you've come up with a good one. I don't deserve that. I deserve some credit and a bit of pat on the back for saying that was a lifetime of good work. To get a lot of people get joy out of it, and like I say, people are corrupt. They want their own thing out of someone else's work, and they mess it up. They make violent games that they shouldn't make. They shouldn't be giving out military stuff to kids. They shouldn't be doing this stuff, and they do it every day, and they shouldn't do it. And there are other alternatives to that kind of thing. Anyway, I won't get down on all that. I'll get more attention from the wrong people again, but I just think it'd be good to have the finished product in your hands with the display unit with it. It should have been there all along, not the keyboard and mouse, but other things. Anyway, that's all I'll say. Have a good day. It's nice out there. It was cool, but it should be a nice day.